This reel is October of 1965. Back up at Waukon again. Starting to get some pretty trees anyway, so it must be October. Jeep was still pink. I don't remember when I actually done the work on that. I must have done the work on that over the winter of 1965, because I think in '66 it was all restored. Back on the old trails again. Looks like Leverance bringing his water back or something. I bet the tire tracks from that trail up from the road down are probably still there. Back in the evergreen Christmas tree forest again. That was way up on top of a hill, and the trail getting to it was rather pretty. Breaking new ground right through the woods. I don't think there was a trail here before. Leverance was pretty good at that. He'd just go through the woods whether there was an opening or not. That's that trail from the road down, looking at it from our campground. Everybody took the shortcut. Instead of going on the road, they come down that way. I'm glad I'm getting these on tape now, because colors are fading quite a bit. There's some more of our neighbors. Used to wake up in the morning and those things would be all over our tents. Because one of the short ways back was going through the swamp, and everybody had to go through, and some of them had to just go round and around. They couldn't get out again. That's that trail. Not trail, but just a shortcut from one road to the bottom. Getting a fresh drink out of the spring at that old abandoned farmhouse. There's a porker over there. We used to call it Audrey because she thought it was such a disgusting pig setting in the mud like that, so we named it Audrey. Sprockets on these old movies are getting a little worn too, and they're getting a little bit jerky, so they wouldn't last much longer. The old four-banger used to do a pretty good job. Not too many of the women would drive the Jeeps unless it was on flat ground like that. I think Erica was the only one that had enough nerve to drive on any of the hills. I don't think they had joined the Jeep Club at this time. I think they joined in '66. Because I don't see any of them on this reel. I don't know what they were doing. Must have been racing each other. I think it was Audrey and Thelma and Dora. That's Thelma there. Guess they did do a little bit of climbing in and out of ditches. Well, there's Leverance wedged in, laying on his side between one bank and another. Can't say he didn't try to get through. That fellow's name, I think, was Klein, and that Jeep was 100% A1, just like it came out of a showroom. I wasn't the only one that had to try a couple times to get up there. They're all lined up and know where to go, or else either getting a drink. It was back at our farmstead gas station. The whole frame really twists and turns when you go through them rocks. Not too many creek beds stopped us. We always got through. If I'd have had a Jeep that good a shape, I wouldn't have taken it out there. That's why I took the old pink one. And get a little help once in a while. This reel's got some bad sprocket holes in it. I'm glad I'm getting these on tape before I couldn't even watch it at all. If you get into a place and can't move, you just chop the tree down. So he couldn't go either direction without hurting the Jeep, so he had to cut down a tree to get out. That must have been Gilbert's Wagoneer, I'm not sure. That was them sitting by it. That's one of their kids, or their kid. There's Dale, it looks like. There's our pink bomb. Guess we have to play in the swamp too. Had to share our playground with all those critters. It's Marv Selby's Jeep, I'm pretty sure. That's our campsite. We get through this. I don't know who brought the motorcycle, but the kids had fun on it.